There you go. Seem like I got Midtown already in this bad boy with the fire signs. That's what I need, man. It's just motivation. Sugar Babe, what's good with it? All right, man, we finna get back into it because I've been challenged to come up with just a small sound bite of, like a promotional, a small sound bite like a promotional. So if I got to go through all this content, then y'all coming with me on this journey because we can't tell the co-founder of the B1 Network no. So the first piece of content that I'll be breaking down today will be that debate that I had with what is it called, the promoter of prostitution of a minor. I'm gonna have that debate here for us in a moment. And while I just get ready, calm my nerves down, take my internal breathing, do my little woosah. I got the little music going in the background so I can get my little spirit resolved. One of the things that I've understood now is how bad I smashed this dude in this debate, man. I just noticed the subtle nuances, and I gotta say, it fits the title, man. It definitely fits the title of why Xyayx would want to team up with the Manosphere while sitting here attacking the Black First family. Us. We out here. The B1 Network. Certified and approved by the streets. I look like that's dying down, so I can get on into it. Thank you, salute for everybody that's rocking with me right now. Hopefully y'all can hear me and it still sounds pretty crisp. Whether it's 5 or whether it's 500 in the room, I'm going to rock this shit regardless. Let me see. Here's where I started. So I'm trying to use this program right here. It's just like a screencast-o-matic, so I can start like taking a little screenshots, putting them together, making sure that we have the right things being said when they need to be said. And it's still a work in process. I'm not there yet. You'll still hear the fuzzy.
Motherfuckers got to get that shit through your head. Stop calling young ladies girls. A girl is not a girl when she can have a fucking baby. You understand? Women can have babies. Young ladies can have babies. When you reach that age where you can have a baby, I don't give a fuck how old you are. So you motherfuckers can bring the age limit low down. So I heard one person say, well, a girl can get her period at age 11. Are you saying she's a woman now? Yes, she's a fucking woman now. I said, motherfuckers gotta get that shit through your head. Stop calling young ladies girls. A girl is not a girl when she can have a fucking baby. You understand? Women can have babies. Young ladies can have babies. When you reach that age where you can have a baby, I don't give a fuck how old you are. When you reach that.
See, it's motherfuckers like this who can have a shine in the manosphere, and they can also get the kudos and shit, connect with the elders and motherfuckers who've been in this, this content business for a while, who've done a lot of the research. They've gone and found those books. They've gone to some of the places and shit. Ron, we want folks to look. They've gone to some of the places where this type of information resides, like the data repositories before we had a YouTube. They've gone and got those books. They're talking about Dead Sea Scrolls, all of those folks. They've been doing it for like 20, 30 years, and they've invested a lot of time and energy into this cultivation of Black minds. We say the hearts and the minds. And dealing with the manosphere, it's not going to be easy for the hearts to be cultivated. They won't believe in family. They won't believe in community. They won't believe in the Black woman. And that's just about it, which tells me that they can't believe in themselves nor the power of their Blackness. And so with those ones knocked out of the way, this debate is going to show us how detrimental that is to the psyche of the next generation. See, because somebody has to be the successor. Somebody has to pass the information down, like grandmothers passed it down, and then the daughters end up passing it down, and generation after generation, these precious family heirlooms can be maintained. But we're not able to preserve our legacy if we have these super paradigm shifts where the generation before us did things so starkly different than we want to do things. That paradigm shift will leave us stagnated. And so for the first part of this content, I'm gonna bring out just that information. I got one more thing that I want to do, just to make sure that we're all on the same page. See, that first one was don't forget Ringo, because we see where they're going with that. That is the full-on argument as they try to make their way closer and closer to our babies. And so because of that, we know we have to be vigilant. We have to keep our motherfucking minds right. And we definitely have a long way to go towards making sure that our children can protect themselves in events where they run across these type of crazy folks. So let me see here. Yeah, this is like the last one I've been working on. I just got a couple of slides, but it's more than enough to see which direction I'm going with it. And it has to be said. So let me see if I can put that thing on up and let it rock.
You like sleep with white women? Do you like sleep with white women?
Everybody turn their back on you for the situation, even though you got nothing to do with it.
So, man, I'm gonna team up with Obsidian, O'Shea, and motherfucking the Manosphere, goddammit. So, man, I'm gonna team up the Manosphere, goddammit. O'Shea, Obsidian.
All right, so that's just enough right now. We're going in a certain direction with that one. Aimed directly, the bullet's going to be aimed directly at Sonetta, because on the last live that I heard, he wanted to say, I don't even call her Sinji, I call her Eagle. And he wanted to say Eagle name hella loud, talking about he has a hit squad and everything. And he never said that as loud. When he was talking about polite, he was whispering, a polite whisperer. But when he wanted to come at Cynthia G, the Eagle, then he got all the bass in his voice and he felt like people were on his side. And so if we can't protect our own, then what are we? If we can't protect our own, we are not men. And so I'm going to ride on that nigga, at least on the content level. And this is going to be my first one. And then I'm going to get back to the loop drills when I can. Let me give you this real quick, because that's where I got the music. I want to make sure that I'm plugging the dude who actually composed it, which is Don D, the producer. It's available on BeatStars, Instagram, Don D, the producer. And for business inquiries, you can hit him up on .biz@gmail, first name. All right, so we've taken care of those issues. Got all the business out of the way. Fair use and all of that things. Rights reserved for any of the original content holders. I think I was supposed to put that in the thing. All right, so we got to get here, and we got to get here expeditiously. And so I might even have to put this thing on fast forward as we're looking for some of those, like, what do I actually want to submit to Ms. Nylah for, like a promotional. Damn. And the reason why I come here first is because this is one of the most challenging parts of the community that we're going to have to deal with, or one of the most challenging parts of
does my opponent disagree with it?
That we're going to have to, that what's his name, Sonetta needs to be familiar with. If he thinks that he's going to get anywhere with these folks, he's going to have to understand what their psyche look like right now. So he hasn't been able to see what it looks like at first. All he's been able to do is just hear some folks. But hearing is only half the battle. Sometimes less than that. Let me bring my chat back up, make sure everybody can see me and rock with me. All right, and let me before I go any further, let me drop this one on your lap first. So this is the dude who I'm talking about here. His name is Ramil Amir. He's the one who carries the torch for the Manosphere, or Manosphere 3.0, once O'Shea Duke Jackson went on to his other business and more legitimate businesses out there as he's working on his medical degree. This is the video that we've been speaking about for such a long time, when we said that, as we see here, Wesley Pipes was in the middle. The ladies were on the left and right of him. They invited him up, Wesley Pipes, to have a conversation about the, the porn industry, of the male porn stars and such. Shatira, what's up? My bad. Nico Spickle, what's good? My bad. Najiba Altaki, I don't know how to say that. Number one, and number two, you got to get yourself an avatar. But salute and thanks for rocking with me. All right, so you'll hear us constantly say this. How do you make yourself closer to the Wesley Pipes fans? The Wesley Pipes fans, and that's the part of the Manosphere sector that, not only are they sexual deviancy, there's no way to know which direction they're going to blow. Like, there's no LGBTQ category that you can actually put them in. In fact, they just leave you at the question mark, like, what's really wrong with these little niggas? Better future, salute. And because you can't really put them in a box, they're just saying some of the stupid shit ever. You're like, wow, do they want to be, do they want to be like 70 and single, or are they at some point looking to find themselves in a more mature situation? And so because we don't know, we're just going to have to continue to do what the hell we do and beat the white off these motherfuckers. So as you see here, this is the actual video that we're referring to. It's on, I want to say her name, but she actually asked to be not, kind of be on the outskirts of this.
Talking all the crap in the chat. I hope you guys have questions and you're going to join us to ask Mr. Wesley, because y'all are just going in for no reason.
Now, how this will work, you can ask your question and then you gonna hop down.
Hey, Luna,
we'll rotate y'all.
Yeah.
Tanjun,
so we
salute.
can
y'all hear this all right? Or do I need to turn it up?
All right, okay. So Danny's going to drop the link in the chat. I did have one other question that I wanted to ask, and I'm trying to see if I can find it. And I'm sure that this happens because of the fact that, women probably fantasize, but do you get fans hitting on you often, like all the time, or fans like, trying to hit on you and go home with you?
Well, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't, not all the time. No, I wouldn't say all the time. It has happened a couple of times, and out in places, but mostly on social media. That's where I get it at. Mostly on,
I don't know too many
Instagram.
women who would be able to handle that. Like, not a black woman. She, you know what I mean? Like, your
now you
man
see what we're
is
talking
like
about right
a
here?
sex symbol, and he's all, women are hitting on him in his DMs and stuff. I don't know too many sisters that would be able to handle that.
No,
But
I keep it real. I ain't with the thirst trap shit. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really turn me on. Or whatever. I don't get no kick out of it. I don't get no kick out of it.
I don't give a fuck what he's saying. The only thing that I want motherfuckers to recognize is that when this panel was going on with these sisters trying to have a conversation, a raw and uncut conversation with a male porn star, Mr. Fantastic, or I used to call him Fantasia, gets up there. Damn, is my shit still on? Oh, God damn it.
Cherokee,
I get glitches
deep
too.
Cherokee, they was cool. These,
I don't give a fuck what you talking about, but let me see. Oh, yeah, let me move this one down so y'all could actually see it, man. I don't say shit just to be saying it. We actually got the receipts of shit. Shout out my guy for actually pointing me on to this. I was looking for it for a little while, and I'll probably take some of the audio off of it. But just in case you all didn't know, you see this one is mic'd up or muted. She's unmuted. The porn star's unmuted. This lady is muted, and this guy is not unmuted. And so these two fellows on the bottom are the ones that we're deliberately, intentionally trying to warn motherfuckers about. But in any event, now that y'all know the premise of what we're talking about and you see who we're talking about, let's get into the actual meat and gravy of this conversation. Why Sonetta would rather team up with these dudes, these sexual deviants, these people who don't have a grounding, they can't stand on anything. Why would Sonetta want to partner or team up with Mr. Pipes fans or the Manosphere 3.0, rather than with the B1 network? All we do is throw facts. No shade, we throw facts. Yes, that was the real Mr. Pipes. That was absolutely the real Mr. Pipes. Absolutely. I want to play the actual part where he's like, Mr. Pipes, I'm a fan of your work, but I will put that shit in a drill for another day. It just can't, I can't do it all at once. I mean, I could have, but it's just too much, man. We can only take so much processing at once. I know people will see it and then they'll be ready to, you know what I'm saying? You got to process it. But in any event, this is the content that we'll be breaking down. As you saw him here pop up with the, on the ladies panel to discuss a male porn star. This dude says he was in the porn industry, and it's a wonder why he didn't, if he's in the porn industry or was in the porn industry and he has a Manosphere audience, why wouldn't he bring on a woman from the porn industry audience for his, you know, brothers or whoever he calls them to actually listen and learn from a woman? Instead, he took his audience over there to a woman's and damn near made them get off the panel so he could talk to the damn male porn star. So we always thought that shit was crazy. And as I listen back to this debate here, I'm finna jump into it, but as I listen back to it, I can understand again why these dudes have serious issues that must be addressed. All right, man, enough with the bullshit. Y'all hear what my premise is. Let's get into it.
What's going on? Peace, Brother Ramil. Peace, Brother Mo. Brother
Peace,
looking all serious and shit. Good.
Right.
And of course, y'all know we always gotta have a celebrity timekeeper. Tonight,
who we got tonight?
Celebrity's timekeeper is none other than Art the Style. Peace, brother. Art the Style.
Salute.
What's good? What's good?
What's happening, everybody?
All right. I believe y'all are familiar with the rules, but I'm going to tell them to the folks just in case people have forgotten. What we do is we do opening statements. We give you 7 minutes apiece. You'll be on the clock for the first 7 minutes. The person who's against goes first. The person who's for goes second. Then after that, we do something called a rebuttal round. And those rebuttal rounds, I think we usually do 4 minutes. We're going to go ahead and do 5 minutes for each rebuttal round. We do that for about an hour. We take a little break. Then we come back and then we do some rapid fire. Nobody's really going to be on the clock. Y'all will just be able to kind of go at it. We'll do closing statements. And then if y'all have enough time, we take some questions from the chat. All right. So I believe Brother Ramil is against, so he will be going first. Timekeeper, could you put 7 minutes on the clock for us, please, sir, if you would?
All right, this is the introduction of the premise round. There is no way we're going to sit here and go through, you know, a whole 2-hour debate. So he has 2 rounds to actually show me that he's worth my attention even. And if he's not able to actually have a conversation about the things that I have a conversation about, I'm sorry, it just won't work for me. Let me see, Brother Moses, do you homeschool also for my family? I mean, it's mostly like off and on. They have a school that they go to because it's right up the street, but they be done with their homework before they even leave class. So they have to have more expanded curriculum while they're here at the house. It's been a challenge though, even for us, because like my son is 15, his curriculum is already past what I could do in math. I'm sorry, I can do it when I'm doing it, but once I get out of that level of math, I'll be like, bam, it takes me a while to do it. And so it's hard to give him supplemental education materials. What I want him to do is start listening into some of the streams from the Xyayx Institute, if they would allow him just to join a couple of sessions and see if it would be a good fit for him. Because if he doesn't get another challenge, we know what ends up happening with the, you know, the young, brilliant ones if they don't get anything that really stimulates them and pushes them towards the success they can reach. So round 1, I'm not up first. He doesn't think that African Americans deserve or should get reparations. I absolutely do. I'm fucking heartbroken and devastated at the information that I received a little bit earlier as I was looking at my updates, which is what brings me to this piece of content anyway. So let me know if y'all can hear it, though. It still sounds like it's pretty low on my end, but here we go.
Got 7 minutes for you.
All right. Brother Ramil, you up.
All right, cool. I got the bell. Oh, man. Usually in debates, I like to defer, but it's all good. I'll go first on this one. Reparations is one of the silliest ideas ever for Black people, and I'm going to explain for multiple reasons. First of all, you took an L.
What kind of debate premise is it? Silly? I don't know, but let's keep going.
Slavery was an L, and nobody gets paid for L's. Black people have been waiting to get paid for an L for the past 160 some years, and it's never going to come.
And it's never going to come. You be trying to slip in little stupid one-liners and shit. We don't get paid for L's. I'm pretty sure you can look at about at least 1,000 African-American men in the motherfucking goddamn NFL, and not all of them won the motherfucking Super Bowl. A lot of them got paid to take an L, but I digress. Let's go.
Makes us more docile. Makes us not want to get out here and compete because
it makes him more docile. I don't know why you keep saying us. It doesn't make us more docile. Like you'll see how he continues to switch back and forth between what he thinks is a us thing, like black men, and then what he starts saying is you, or y'all, which is the number one cue, and somebody who hasn't really attached themselves to their own identity. Let's go.
Because we're expecting a check to come somewhere down the line. Black people seem to think that equality is a natural right, a God-given right, which is not true. All right, you have to go out and get what's yours. Nobody, another group of people is not going to put you on their level.
This is some stupid ass shit. What the fuck does he think white people are on our level for? These is the babies of the whole fucking spectrum of human beings, if you want to even call them that. But he continues to say that if we want to be on their level, no, they're beneath us. But for some reason, we got to deal with these brothers who don't know their ops. We don't know that these brothers don't know what their power is. He could go on and tell you about his real estate ventures and his property, and he can go on and tell you he had this business and this business, and then say, well, we don't know shit, we don't own shit, and we wouldn't be good with it. Like, what the fuck? If you are an example of that not being the case, then so as an individual, you could do well. As a collective, I could only show you where we're at, and if you don't listen, then that's on him. Let's let the fool speak again, though.
If you have an advantage over somebody, why would they put you in a position where you can outperform them?
Why would they put you in a position where you can outperform them? We are the ones with the advantage. They're the ones with the guns because they can't compete. They cannot outperform shit, which is why they want to kill, steal, destroy, and rape everything, which is the attitude that some of these little niggas is adopting. Kill, steal, destroy, and rape. That's it. Why they would covet little children and run from grown men.
That's silly. All right, you have to work for what's yours. In nature, the predator is not telling the prey, hey, come on, man, I'm not going to eat you today. No, they're going to eat the prey alive.
We are talking about reparations, and this nigga's talking about animals.
All right, black people act like nature is not into play here. Another thing, too.
What black people act like nature is not into play? At some point, he's going to either have to drop a fact or a real position. Just telling me this shit is silly doesn't do shit for me. I'm an intellectual. Silly. I don't even have that conversation. He says silly. I'm going to say anybody that doesn't believe in reparations is goofy. Now, where did we get with that shit? He says silly. I said goofy. Come on, man. You got to do better.
I was talking about how reparations is a legal issue, but there are no lawsuits filed for reparations whatsoever.
Reparations is the most long-standing legal issue that we have. The only one second to that is the lynching policy. Lynching was like the 1920s and the 1930s. They kept shutting it down. But reparations has been on the table since the beginning, even since 1862. This is why I don't talk to these niggas. I don't talk to them. I don't talk to these niggas. They don't deserve to hear me speak.
Against the United States government. You have people who filed them against corporations, which makes no sense whatsoever. All right. Now
it makes no sense. What was the Royal African Company anyway? What was the Dutch West Indies Company anyway? So you don't know what the fuck they talking about. Those is big international trade businesses that were responsible for the cargo coming from and to America, which would be his ancestors if he ever identified as being black. Or he could at least be one of those dudes who say, look, my grandparents was born here. But because he hasn't done any of that research, he just keeps saying shit from the white perspective. I'll let him keep talking, but that shit is boring.
Now, I know Brother Moses is going to talk about how other races got reparations, but
how the fuck does he know what I'm going to talk about? We ain't even talked yet. I'm not even up. So an assumption already. He already in his rebuttal round. How you in your rebuttal round? It's just the introduction. You ain't even told me what you're about yet. All he keeps saying is this, and that. Nigga, what is your position? It's silly.
People give reparations to people who are going to help themselves regardless. You help people who want to help themselves. They gave these other races reparations because they were going to rebuild with or without it. All right. You give black people reparations, we're going to fuck it up. We might even self-destruct. All right. That would be the worst thing to do, to give black people trillions of dollars.
This is why I don't really fuck with these niggas, that there is no way that you can change somebody's mind like that. There is nobody who can sit there with a black face. Like if I would have asked him right there, what would you do if you got $70,000 right now? I'm pretty sure he would have been able to come up with something that he would do. He would say, I'd invest it. He would say, I'm going to flip me some property. But then when he looks at us as a collective, he said, we'd fuck it up. So this narcissistic ass white doesn't have anything to, well, they'll give it to other groups because they'll do something with it. How the fuck do you know that? I could give a motherfucking homeless person $5 right now. Am I supposed to assume he's going to get a bottle? Or do I just assume that now it's his? Stupid ass motherfuckers, man. And I don't like their logic. Their logic for black people is always to assume the worst while looking up to these other cultures and expecting the best. No, if you're gonna be fair about it, either we ain't shit and they ain't shit, or they're the shit and we're the shit. But we aren't not the shit because you think they're the shit. Fuck.
That does not even make any sense. All right. Another thing too. All right. The reparations, if you want reparations, you already got it. You're in the richest country in the world with a chance to build wealth, with a chance to compete and make something of yourself.
Why does this nigga look like he having this conversation from the back of a closet? Nigga, my closet bigger than that room, but you have a chance to compete and make something of yourself. That's not reparations. That's not. You don't get to walk into a community and find yourself under the ball, nigga, and smack somebody. You know what I'm saying? You can't clap some. Oh, my bad. Y'all can. Oh, yeah, y'all can see me. You can't walk into somebody and clap somebody in their community and then think that they won't come and get you. You just turn around and say, nah, you got all the space and opportunity here with your drug dealers and everybody else. Why are you coming at me? Because essentially white folks came into our communities and started clapping us in every free town that we had. And now you're saying, well, we got all the space and opportunity now. No, they are blessed that we haven't decided to call to arms. They are blessed that the Wilmington riot, where they had 2,000 people and they killed 300 black people, is not in reverse. But other than anything else in the world, I would just hope little niggas like this realize that they have power and that they don't have to run back to that, what we say, the short bus, whenever they're afraid of something. You can see deep down in his face, he don't want them problems. In his neighborhood, he didn't want them problems. In the housing business, he didn't want them problems, which is why he's sitting in a broom closet about the size of a Nike box. But I'll let him go.
Your reparations is the fact that the United States government did not exterminate your black ass after they got done building the richest country in the world off your backs. All right.
How in the fuck can they exterminate somebody when they are less than us? They are fewer than Africans. This dude obviously thinks that white people are the predominant race in the world. They are not. Something needs to happen to where this dude actually understands that they are not. They are the baby in the civilization race. They were the last ones born. They didn't come out of the caves and stop eating each other until like what was it, like 6,000? They couldn't plant, they couldn't harvest. There was nothing they could do in them coal plants. They didn't even have windows, if you believe some of the African Americans thought leaders. They didn't even have windows. So what the fuck is he talking about? He thinks that the dominant species, when we were here way before them, we will be here after them. They don't have enough bullets or guns to kill all of us. God damn. I used to forget why this shit goes so deep. You would expect somebody who wants to find their avenue or their pathway to success through a 17-year-old's panties by putting or promoting her on Craigslist. You could see why that attitude, that destructive attitude towards the black community, is the reason why he gravitates more towards what white people do. You think that they're better because they're the ones who are known for raping. So you do that same thing, and well, at least she can get some money off it. She don't do it anyway, which is why you can look at a 13-year-old girl and not see that she's not a woman yet. That same attitude is transitioning over from somebody who thinks that they should belong in the white spaces, they should have white wealth and all of that shit. That shit matriculates into their minds. They condition themselves to be fuck niggas. And they don't want to listen to men. They do not want to listen to men. The little knuckleheads think they know everything. Little hard heads. That's all it is. There was no book that he could ever read that will convince him that he is who he says he needs to be.
You're still here. You have the ability to get out here and make money, to create a better life for yourself, to produce, to create value, but you want to wait on a check.
Who says wait? Man, that's how they try to rig little debates and shit. They throw in stupid ass words like that. The dude is so uninformed. It like, at some point, a nigga just got to realize we are here for a lot. We have a greater purpose than what we're doing. Right now, he caters and operates in a space where the biggest thing they have to offer to America is sexual fantasy. The biggest thing that they want to leave as their legacy is sexual fantasy. Motherfuckers say he used to be a porn star, and they advocate for getting the girls young. If you want a virgin, then she needs to be like 13, 14, 15 years old. That's what you'll hear on their side of the world. Incels sitting behind their computer just wishing that they had a woman who will send them a heart so they could respond a little different. Sexual fantasy. Save yourself, black men, because they were so distraught over some type of experience, may not even be a sexual encounter, but some type of experience with the women in their own group, that it could have even been girls for these niggas. It could have happened way back before high school. But they're so distraught that they just need to go save themselves, nest underneath somebody else's community. What I call, like Captain Xyayx says, you are now that You envy the white man so much, you want his trophy, which is that white woman. And I take it to the next level. This nigga doesn't want the white man's trophy. He wants to be the white man's trophy. He wants to be the white woman to the white man. You can tell him I said it. You can put me on the live stream. You can let him have that shit. But that's one of the reasons why, if you're looking to capitulate or to succeed your platform, you would rather invest in little niggas like this than to actually move it towards more, more. What is the word right there? Let me see. Fuck it. I ain't even gonna say what the word is. More something. What about us, man? That not more learned, more. It's not about being professional. More. We're greater stewards of the information. These niggas just make some shit up and go with it. Tell me if he doesn't drop every motherfucking anti-reparations argument like he's reading them from a script. Tell me if he doesn't drop every motherfucking anti-reparations argument like he's reading them from a script as fast as he can go.
This is why they won't give you a check, because you're not doing nothing without it.
Give me a check? Fuck you mean? I'm not doing anything without it. Now we got to play big bank, take little bank. You see how he switched from us and now he's saying you?
Even being in the richest country, you're not doing anything.
Now it's you. Is he talking about B1 Brother Moses, or really? See, there's what they get you. Don't let him fool you. So he's saying he's doing something different. No, he's not. When he say you, he's not talking about Brother Moses. So if it's not individualized, how the fuck is he saying we? Or now he's going to you. Used to be us, like everybody's included. None of us are doing it. Then he separates himself, and now he's saying you as if Moses isn't doing it. So where does he belong? Does he belong with himself? Does he belong with us? Do I belong with us, or do I belong on my own pedestal? I know I'm a part of a greater collective and we have work to do. And it's motherfuckers like this who will drive that work to be delayed by years. So we can continue to take L's because we weren't able to get our message out, having to deal with these little weak ass dudes. And no, it's not always easy just to ignore these niggas. Sometimes they do come from your wife. Sometimes they do come for your kids. I'm gonna let him talk, but this shit getting boring already. He hasn't even made it through his first round.
Here, with the opportunity you already have.
Here, nigga, I can make it anywhere. If you got an attitude where you can hustle and bustle, it doesn't matter what fucking four corners. Nigga, a house looks like a house no matter where you go. It got four walls on it. Why would you care what the four walls look like if your hustle is outside? If you think it's internet-based, then it's internet-based. What is your hustle that you think you need to be standing next to an American building for? You could be next to a Victorian building. You could be next to one of those Spanish buildings. It does not matter what building you sit in, but you keep saying, here. That's how I know you're more than a coward. You want to be the white man's bitch. Here. Nigga, you see how he was saying that shit too? Here. You really love this motherfucker.
Yeah, so of course they're not going to pay you. Now, the United States government last year they spent $3.9 trillion on the defense budget.
And now you see what this nigga talking about? He dropped one number. In this whole fucking time, he dropped one number that gets any amount of contention. $3 trillion on defense. Now we're talking about reparations. Reparations doesn't come from the Defense Department. This motherfucker here. Reparations comes from the Department of Justice, you stupid motherfucker. DOD's over there. The DOJ's over here. They're close in the same building, just like a record company. The money comes in this store, then you pay the artist on the right. But they're different departments. Under the Department of Justice, you got the agricultural, the USDA, which is the same reason why the FDA and these, it keeps going down. The FDA federal, I'm fucking done. I could go on a tangent, but this motherfucker is stupid. You don't bring to a reparations conversation data about the Department of Defense. Fucking dumbass. That's how you know they just trying to take any talking point and just pigeonhole into it. Well, the Moynihan report says, shut your stupid ass up. Well, the defense budget.
And you guys are sitting here asking the government to give you guys hundreds of trillions of dollars, and they spend only $3 trillion last year on the defense budget, the biggest block of money that the government spends, and you asking for 20 times that amount makes no sense.
Who the fuck said 20 times that amount? So we're asking for $60 trillion right now? Who in the fuck told him we were asking for $60 trillion? Do you see how unlogical is they want to blow the number out of proportion so people in the chat say, ooh, people in the chat say, ah. Let me close this shit down so we can see it. Because these motherfuckers are actually in the chat saying some stupid shit. So we got the B1 supporters that are in there. You see my name light up. Can you even see it? Nope, probably not. I'm going to pop this chat out. Oh, it should be right here. Oh, God damn, that shit ain't doing it. Where I pop out the chat from? I wants to be able to see that shit now. Damn, I do not know how to pop this chat out. Probably because it's a restream. All right, did that do it? Where we at? Where is my chat box though? Hide the chat, nigga. I need to see the chat. That's what I'm trying to show, motherfucker. All right, drop a fire in the sign if y'all still rocking with me, man. I'm not trying to be here long, but this motherfucker taking hella time not saying nothing, and that shit be annoying. He finally gave something out of his fucking mouth, and it was about the Department of Defense. Everything else was just how he feels and how white people feel, really. Live chat replay. The messages should be visible. I appreciate you. Oh, all things beauty. Salute. Coco T, salute. Shatera, I don't know if I said hey to you, but salute. The defense budget is always the biggest budget, so exactly. That's why I said all they want is bullets. The only reason why they can think that they are in a level of supremacy is because they think they can just go around the world killing everybody that they want to. But they don't got enough bullets. They pulled out of Afghanistan after a 20-year war, and the motherfuckers is there like, okay, how many millions and millions of people do you think America has killed in, let's just say, the last 50 years? They cannot kill enough of us. It just doesn't work that way. They can't kill enough of themselves like the Civil War. And I wish this motherfucking chat would pop out, but it is not giving me that option no matter how big I make this screen. If I do that. Damn. Yeah, that's just not working for us, so we're just gonna have to rock without it. Anyway, long story short, you would have saw how they was trying to flame me in the chat before I even said a motherfucking word. But let's keep going, man. I'm trying to get this dude what his work is.
Let's get down to the technicals. First of all, when it comes to reparations, there are no single group clearly responsible. All right, we got people suing these corporations, got people suing the government.
There is no single group responsible. Who do you know? Look at this motherfucker rat-looking face. Look at this rat-looking face right here. That's a weasel if you've never seen one. This is a weasel if you've never seen one. There's nobody that we can point to. Motherfucker, the NAACP itself, which wasn't even really established till 1916, has the lynching records that go all the way back to the 80s. It goes back to the 1880s. Fucking dumbass. When do you think the first census was done? When they tell you that 2,000 people attacked Wilmington, you don't think that they knew the residents of Wilmington? Stupid ass dude, man. These dudes are stupid. That's the problem. When we say they're dumb, they are actually dumb. Well, who's supposed to be responsible? Nigga, everybody knows. Nigga, like Tupac said, everybody know who shot me. The police know who shot me. Nigga, I know who shot me. Stupid ass dudes, man. No common sense, no forward thinking, no knowledge about history. If this ain't a weasel faced little slime ball rat, this look like something we'd have been running off the top rope or jumping off the couch, nigga, trying to kick the shit out of. God damn, what the fuck is this? Headphones look like they falling off, little small ass head. Nigga, don't the head look like you just should have been, nigga, hella hard, like they was just smacking the shit out of this nigga hella long. That's why you don't got no knowledge, stupid ass dude. I don't just have knowledge, I got book smarts. There's a difference. Okay. Except when it comes to technology.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay, you froze for about 30 seconds.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. All
right, so let's keep going. I don't know if it keeps doing that, I'll get on my phone, but let's keep it going. All right, so second of all, only 8% of white people own slaves. Only a small percentage. So who you guys are gonna go after? All right, not owning slaves was
according to who? This nigga has the Department of Defense had $3 trillion. Show me. This is the same one who had the 17-year-old on Craigslist talking about they were making $1,000 a night out of a 17-year-old's panties. Nigga, I don't want to hear nothing about this nigga here. I just showed you the pictures that he put in this video. There was no fucking way that little girl that was twerking on his bed was 17. And when my daughter is 17, she will still be my baby girl. How old will they not stop being a baby? Motherfucker, she will always be my baby. The fuck you mean? Always. 107. Driller Gang, salute. Razi, salute. Man, you know, Tay Ashley, salute. You know, Nylah told me that I need, sorry. I gotta always say it. The founding member, one of the founding members of the B1 network, Nylah said we gotta find our information, snip it down to a little bit of soundbite. And so I'm trying to find it. And since these are the motherfucking niggas that are in the most controversy, I figured I'd start here with our debate with Ramil. I can't even get through this first round. This motherfucker is so dumb. Like, you don't even really have to debunk shit because number one, he's not saying anything. And then number two, he doesn't source anything. So we can't even argue against the actual authority that he claims it said this shit. 8% of white people own slaves. According to who? I don't got to talk to you. I talk to the information. You said 8% according to who? And I can tell you why they're wrong. But if you're the one who says it, then it's just a matter of speculation. Nigga, you wasn't even there. Nigga, why I got to trust you for 8% of slaves weren't, or of white people didn't earn slaves? You fucking, what is it? They call it a white apologist? A white apologist? Is it, let me see. When he says 8%, when we go back to, let's say, fuck it, 1800, what was the population of white people in the 1800s? Do you think he ever did the research like that to be able to say, oh, there was only 5 million white people here in America during the slavery time. And so 8% of that would have been, 500,000 people that owned slaves. And then you look at the number of slaves and there was like 120,000 slaves. So now you're telling me that those fuck it, man. I ain't gonna dawdle with the math, but I'm basically telling you that when they say 8%, they don't go by the census data. When they say 8%, they don't even do the research. They're too lazy. They don't want to see what 8% of what is 8% of white people. Do you know the migratory patterns or which immigrants came first or next? Because we know the German and the Irish didn't even come until like the late 1800s. They competed with the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? That Ellis Island shit. I just know when I'm talking to a dumbass, nigga. I know when I'm talking to a dumbass. I tell him once, and after I told him once, there's nothing more that I can say to the nigga. He's dumb. He don't even ask questions. He just lives in being dumb.
Something for the wealthy people back then. And on top of that, black people own slaves too.
Don't you always hear him say this shit? Tell me that he is not dropping every white people motherfucking reason why we don't need reparations. If he misses one, you tell me.
I'm going to get reparations from the families who profited off of black slavery as well. So let's not forget that black people did own slaves. All right. Another thing, who's going to get the reparations? What about the $5 Indians with the?
You hear this nigga $5 Indians? Who the fuck is he talking to? If there was any $5 Indian, you're talking about my great grandmother then. The $5 Indians. You're talking about our great grands who was on them dolls rolls. And they cut the bloodline down to diminish how many of those people got reparations. Stupid ass dude. He don't see us as real people. He doesn't see us as real people, which is why he looks at the debate and says they don't see that nature's going on, survival of the fittest, animals. Motherfucking white-ass Charles Darwin said survival of the fittest. But when we tell him the white men that he's referring off of, he just loses all wit. And when I show him the African Americans who are actually pushing the reparations bill, then he just cowers up and shuts the fuck up. He doesn't even say, I'm apologize then, I got it wrong. He just considers to sit here and think he could come to a debate without saying shit. The same talking points that white people say. I thought we was niggas. And whenever we have beef with these niggas, all you hear them say is, oh, Moses is still mad that he lost this debate. Well, let's just see what Moses is mad at. We've heard
white people who they were getting Indian they were getting the same benefits as Indians because they had 1% Indian blood in them.
Because they were rapists, you little stupid ass boy.
There's so many mixtures going on. You don't know who's black and who's not. That's going to be a whole issue in this.
Admixture is a whole issue in itself. How?
So you don't know how that's going to be covered.
You don't know how that's going to be covered. So are you going to lay any points down or are you just going to keep saying shit?
I mean, there's so many flaws with this argument. You're going to be better off, competing for yours, getting out here, making something of yourself, instead of waiting on a check.
You're going to be better off competing for yours, making something of yourselves. I promise you, he's saying everything that discludes him. Is he not black? Does he not always say, look, I had to get it out the mud when I got out of jail for, promoting prostitution of a 17-year-old that I was making $1,000 a night off of. I don't think he says that. It may have been a combination with the 17-year-old and the 19-year-old who was pimping, and whatever it was. $1,000 a night off of. He never does the accountability, the math thing, and says, well, my 17-year-old was bringing in 400. My 19-year-old was bringing in the 600. He don't never go that deep. He don't never tell the truth. He'll just leave that shit off. That's why it's harder dealing with clowns than it is dealing with motherfuckers who are just ignorant. It's easier to teach than it is to put up with this shit. I go horse trying to listen to this dude. Not a single source. The Department of Defense, $3 trillion. That's the only thing that he said so far.
You know, because this is
8% of white people own slaves, according to who? And how many people is that? Well, black people own slaves. Name the families, little fuck boy. Who?
Another form of victimhood.
It's another form of victimhood. I still can't understand that logic. Somebody gonna have to help me out.
Right, another form of victimhood. And this victimhood does not get us nowhere. Another thing too, actually the government has paid reparations to certain groups of black people as well. All right, and they have counted that as reparations. This is why sometimes they say we already paid you. All right, so they've already paid certain sectors like the black farmers.
You hear what this stupid ass nigga keeps saying, man? He keeps saying it like the shit's over with, man. Hold on, man. I can't stand these little dumb ass dudes. Now I got to jump all the way into the brain busters because these motherfuckers, man. I tell you, man. Me and Taz, he's cut from a different cloth than I am. He's cut from a very different cloth. So when I break down, look, all sources provided for research include. I don't even know if y'all can see this shit. There we go. I can see it on my screen, so hopefully you can see it there. When I'm doing research, all sources provided for further research include. Damn, it's too big though. Can't scroll over. May be subject to intellectual property rights, or whatever it is, intellectual property or copyrights. Author does not claim ownership of information presented. All rights respected. Why can I not claim ownership? Because most of the information that I'm doing goes so far back. Who the fuck actually owns it? I'd be mad because they try to monetize shit like ours. Like you go try to look for what's his name? If you go try to look for Huey P. Newton's death certificate and shit like that, you'll find it being sold for like $5,000. $5,000, and you got to pay somebody else $5,000 in order to get what's rightfully ours. Your grandparents, like go to what is it? The one with the leaf on it, Ancestry.com. You got to buy your family's information back from these folks. You got to buy it back, or there's nothing else we could do. So when I start going into it, look at this: the shadow of credit, the historical origins of racism. Something. I can't keep scrolling left and right, so y'all just got to get it. Upon African American wealth accumulation, www.law.upenn.edu. Senator Obama's speech, which is the same thing he's talking about when the black people or the farmers got reparations, but that's still under Obama. Evidence from the National Archives to establish a reparations claim, archives.gov. The primary source who advised the U.S. for the Holocaust survivors and why it won't end up. I got to show you this one. I got to go over there. I got to do it. The primary source who advised the United States, which was most likely Obama. God damn, why it won't scroll the fuck over? Damn. There it is. He advised for Holocaust reparations, like he keeps saying to other groups, and against ADOS reparations. I was from Politico, so it's one. I got one magazine, .gov as a website, a YouTube speech, but it's Obama. You can actually see that it's him when he's saying it, and a law journal from a school. Respectable sources, very respectable sources. Who we got? Salute. Fly boys, welcome to the party, but you're gonna have to get an avatar. I'd rather see a fake avatar than an avatar that's just blank. We're putting our faces and our lives and our families' lives at risk, speaking truth to power. And for that reason, if you're with me, you got to be with me. If you're not rocking with us, then I prefer to not see you. But salute and thanks for tapping in. Jada, what it do? All right, so that's just the thing. This was my mentor here, John Hope Bryant, interview with the United States Secretary of the Treasury, Stephen Mnuchin. And when he went down to the Frederick Douglass business, as they called it, that was where the what is it called? Freedmen's Bureau was. The Freedmen's Bureau, its established building. And so he's talking about shit like animals and natural selection, and it's never going to happen, while motherfuckers are already putting in the work. They're already putting it in. OperationHope.org is what he does. This is his charity. He's like an owner of a major bank. Recent developments on reparations for ADOS. From whom? The home Treasury.gov press release. These is facts. I don't know what the fuck y'all just heard when this nigga's talking. These are facts. I don't know what you heard when that nigga was talking, but this is how you do research before presenting an argument. Not going to everything that white people said and trying to make that a thing. The Freedmen's Bank Forum, where they finally identified from that NAACP role how many of these black people who were well-to-do free blacks had actually invested in this damn bank. But that's on a different slideshow. I've already given that information. I've given that information already. A lot of people missed it. Just like a lot of people may have missed this shit right here. The shit that broke my motherfucking heart because we were so distracted by these motherfuckers right here. Biden DOJ declines to appeal the court order that blocked reparations from the non-white farmers. Go into it, my nigga. Scroll this motherfucker up. This is the white side. The white people started suing the government because the reparations bill was about black people. And when I did that stream, I had like 6 people rocking with me. 6 people. And I was like, this bill says black people. Who? Black farmers. Who? You don't even got to own it right now. Aspiring black farmers. 240 acres at some point. 40 acres at some point. Nigga, we need to get on this shit. Then we were distracted by these motherfuckers. The Department of Justice on Monday failed to formally file an appeal in federal court against an injunction. What does that mean? Is that when they broke down what the appropriations bill was, white people targeted that specific part of the bill. The white people targeted that specific part of the bill that was $1.9 trillion. And he's talking about $3 trillion for the defense budget. This is the Department of Justice. They have their own budget, stupid. $1.9 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill. Now, can anybody add up all of the $1 trillion that they used just for this coronavirus bill after we had this debate? Hold on, I'll wait, because he said they couldn't afford to pay us. Hold on, nigga, I'll wait, because we weren't the ones getting paid then all of those trillions and trillions of dollars were still going to white people because of cracker-minded niggas like that. Or am I lying? See, they pulled that shit down over our heads when we were really in the right. When the stimulus bill started popping off in Oregon, black salon and barbershops tried to put a little, injunction, and they tried to put a mandate in there that out of all these millions and millions and millions of dollars that Oregon is getting, we're not getting our fair slice of none of that. You're giving these white established businesses $50,000, $100,000, $250,000. But when it comes to the black-owned businesses like barbershops and shit, which operate on cash flow, we're only getting $10,000. What's up with that? So they had the governor act. They succeeded. Had the governor put in there an earmark for millions of dollars, like over $20 million for the black businesses in Oregon. You know what the fuck happened? Their model minority, these punk ass Asians, got up there, pled the case, and said that's discrimination. That's racism. You can't earmark money for black people. After giving them hundreds and hundreds of $1 million. This stimulus, $1.9 trillion, he said we don't deserve. How much of that do you think went to white people now and white people businesses? You tell me. I'll wait. This motherfucker was laid out specifically reparations for non-white farmers. And this is the material that I was bringing. I'm bringing this shit heavy. Brother Taz used this same material when he was talking about when he was having this debate with the Eagle. We're like, well, there's no litigation, no federal cases, no nothing like that black man could speak of. I took that shit and found the black man who wrote the bill. I found the black man whose family, the inheritance tax. I found everything that you needed to know. The Black Farmers Union, not just the ones who got money, but everybody that's a part of that network. And I put it all in one slide. This shit just takes like 2 hours, so of course people didn't listen to it. $4 billion program. I'm like, man, that shit is chump change and pennies. I think that might be the name of the thing. And I'll make this shit short so I could get back to the work. White farmers said it was unconstitutional and thus could not be implemented. They were supposed to go in and say it is constitutional. It hit the bill. It passed through Congress because the money was already in the Infrastructure Act, which is why I kept telling these niggas that it's already paid for. The reparations is already paid for. It's already funded. but let these motherfucking white people race card us. Race card niggas right out of it. Well, we don't have a political body that does anything. It was supposed to be signed into law by Joe Biden, so they approved everything but our reparations. Now you scroll through my videos and see if you don't find one that says the biggest tricking America has ever done and black people's reparations is not in it. I'm not prophetic, but you'll see that shit. You'll see it. You will see it. And he talks about the William and Mary Law School. I put so many of their shits in there because I was looking for what type of land I was going to get. I was looking for the type of shit that I wanted. I needed to track down the General Sherman's march from Savannah all the way to the motherfucking South Carolina, to that motherfucking city of, Savannah. And they were burning shit all the way down because he's talking about $5 Indians like they weren't the ones being slaughtered by goddamn Andrew Jack. Fuck these niggas, man. Sorry, Taz. If I'm fucking up the thing, I'm fucking it up. If I'm fucking up with your peoples and they not gonna like me or subscribe, then that's my bad. But these motherfuckers get under my skin. The Department of Defense, when asked about the decision, the Department of Justice referred all questions to who? The United States Department of Agriculture. Stupid motherfuckers. So the white people get up there and they win because we don't get it. They win because we don't get the reparations. And they already know who's winning it. They already have it. It's not something to debate about. It's not a reparations. It's already ours. Except we got niggas like this nigga who don't know anything. Damn it. I'm trying to get to this other one because we don't need the white perspective. That's the white people who said that they won. That's their hoorah, their celebration. Where's ours at? Is it this one? There's ours. If you want to see the black match, go watch my video. You'll see the same fat motherfucker in mine, the president of the black farmers unions. You'll see the same fat dude in mine and his family. See, the inheritance tax was only one. White people have always been able to pass down their wealth because they've always fought against the inheritance tax. Likewise, they've always fought against the anti-lynching bill because they never wanted to be responsible for Wilmington. They never wanted to be responsible for Tulsa, Oklahoma. There is no statute against limitations on murder. And thousands and thousands and thousands of white people have always been able to get away with murder because this is the land they stole from not only those $5 Indians that he's talking about. I can't stand these niggas. It's hard for me not to cuss. Watch your children, man. This is not for them. This is for grown folks. He's talking about 10 acres. I said it was chump change in pennies because 40 acres was just the conversation in Savannah. Like I said, I need to be along that pathway to South Carolina, to Savannah, Georgia. Because along that trail is the dead bodies and bones that need to be preserved of our people that did not make it into a traditional grave. That's our blood in them soils. But they turning our blood into their profit. And niggas like him, well, we need land. And then he doesn't see the fact that the bill was already on the table. We needed him to not be a dumb fuck and get in the public ear and say niggas won't do anything with it. While you see a black man sitting right here in front of what 10 acres looks like. But 40 acres was the compromise, and the real bill was goddamn you 160 acres. Man, I can't stand them niggas. This shit goes right over their head, and then they never come back and say, damn, you know what? I was wrong. You know what? Damn, I was wrong. You know why they won't say that shit? August 26, 2021. Nigga, this shit was 2 weeks ago. 2 fucking weeks ago. But we spent all this time talking to these bitch ass niggas. It was 2 weeks ago when we needed to be pushing this agenda down black men's throats. Instead of talking to fucking Sonetta, he want to talk about rocks and Bible study every fucking night. Rocks and Bible study every night. This is why Sonetta would rather fuck with these motherfucking Manosphere cats than to fuck with the black first media. Because they would get bodied. They don't want us there because they would get bodied. They know if they fuck with us, we'd be like, fuck your elder. How much of what your elder put on the table have you actually executed? They would fucking hate us. They would fucking hate us. How often do you see the Iceman inheritance come across these niggas' desks where they're talking about the prehistoric sources of Western man's racism, sexism, and aggression? You know why that matters? Because that's what we still face today. How are they at implementing the solutions in that book? Can't stand these niggas, man. I cannot stand these niggas. I can't stand them. I've done way too much research for these niggas to... They can't debate with me, and they're not on my level, so I don't even like talking to them, nigga. Your elders is still sitting there looking all elderly and shit. They alive, but they most of them be broke, sitting in a motherfucking a hospice. And these niggas visit them once every 6 months, nigga, basically. Fuck you mean? How did these niggas become the spooks who sat by the door? If somebody came in the motherfucking chat talking about don't clout chase off of Sinetta. Fuck you talking about? You probably wasn't even at the Sinetta TV Awards, bitch ass nigga. You wasn't there. Nigga, there's nothing you can say against me, nigga. I'll tell you that Khalid Muhammad would smack the shit out of this nigga Sinetta today. If he saw Sinetta saying, well, I'm gonna wait till the verdict comes out after a little black girl gets raped or molested or touched or sexually abused, tortured, whatever classical term, whatever legal classification they want to put on that incident, as they like to call it, that situation, whatever legal term they want to put on it, if Dr. Khalid Muhammad heard that nigga say that shit, he'd have smacked the water bottles out of that nigga hand. He could have no longer been Dr. Khalid Muhammad's water boy. They didn't need a nigga like that on their security team. And the nigga's 5'4". What the fuck is he securing? Nigga gonna get his camera and run if some shit pop off. Y'all saw when the dude said, nigga, ISUPK said, nigga, if you gonna cross the line, cross the motherfucking line. And that motherfucker, Captain Xyayx was looking at that nigga up and down because Polite was trying to engage with motherfucking Captain Katiza. And Captain Katiza was like, nigga, your father, I don't even got to say it. We all know it. But what you don't see in that motherfucking video is Inky's there. I called that shit out. And motherfucking Sinetta, he was there for a second and then pew, like his motherfucking battery died. Gone. The camera's still recording though, but pew, let me run to the car. August 26th, Biden rejects this shit. Biden, and I'd show you my motherfucking Facebook page, but my name is on it, and I know they're probably going to try to light this motherfucking stream up. But on my Facebook page, I actually met Biden. It's not that I'm saying something just to be saying this shit. Shook his hand and had 2 words. That's it. These niggas believe in the motherfuckers they've never met in their life. You believing in a dead man more than you believe in our daughters, nigga. Fuck you mean? What you gonna tell me? That you worship your dead men rather than you worship the ground your daughters walk on, nigga? Because you put them around niggas like that and you know for 4 years, and because they tell you to bring him back, you bring that nigga back? Nigga, fuck you. Nigga, fuck Sinetta if that's your dad. Fuck you. That nigga said if anybody got a problem with it, if anybody's mad that he wants to wait until a verdict or a guilty verdict happens, then fuck us. Nigga, no, nigga, fuck you. Because if there is a guilty verdict, that means that little baby had to go up on the stand and defend herself. That means that they had to call that little baby up there to testify against him. If there is a verdict, if he's proven not guilty, then there would have had to been a trial. If he's proven not guilty, they would have had to have been a trial. And the only way that they can prove it not guilty is if they do something to discredit her. Not the mama, the baby. I'll wait until the motherfucking verdict comes out. Man, fuck you. He almost got me ready to be like, nigga, I know your daughter's name, nigga. I'd be ready to say fuck her too. Just because of the way he feels about that baby. I don't know that baby. I don't know baby girl at all. But if you don't get livid when you see shit like this happen, now some people could get livid when it comes to seeing little white babies and shit. Some people could get livid when they just see babies die on TV. Some people can see that shit on YouTube and be like, oh, they could go to the hospital and see the little babies in that motherfucker saying, ah. I know I was sitting there goddamn bawling my eyes out when my daughter was born. It was all the little babies in that motherfucker. It was so cute, they got holding my baby in my hands. That feeling never leaves. These niggas is bitches, man. I'm gonna leave it right there because goddamn it, I will be on this one slide all day and this nigga will never get to say nothing else. But that's my story. They said this motherfucker won. Nigga won how? Nigga, you didn't even say shit. I would have just been better off arguing with a white person. Fuck. Oh wait, I'm gonna just shut that down because I got hella little shit that I've been working on. Look at this ugly ass weasel ass dude. I don't even like calling niggas ugly because they've already
paid that shit to you already. All right,
they already paid it to us already.
Certain groups, they just took the money and ran. All right,
they took the money and ran, but the motherfucker was just denied 2 weeks ago. But they ran. Now, motherfucker, we still fighting the fight. And just because you sitting in your house doing porn tapes and putting little girls on Craigslist, nigga, don't get me fucked up. We work out here. Fuck these niggas, man. You little bum ass nigga.
Right, so it's just so many flaws with it. I'm gonna just stop right there, and then whatever Brother Moses has to say, I'll just debunk whatever he said, man.
So are you conceding the rest of your time, Brother Ramil?
How much time is it?
2 minutes and 11 seconds.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
I should have quit the debate right there. I could talk about this shit for hours, and this nigga has 2 minutes left with nothing to say because he didn't do any research. I can understand if he was just being devil's advocate. The only research that he did was anti-reparations research. And then he just spewed them out one after the other, one after another, without even standing on any of them. Black people would just fuck it up. Nigga, how? I know you ain't one of them Dave Chappelle motherfuckers. Oh, we just buy hella Jordans. We'd smoke ourselves to death. No, you got a lot of us. What we would do with 40 acres is grow marijuana, you little stupid ass, bitch ass nigga. Fuck these niggas, man. I can't stand these niggas. Let me look in the camera, man. Take these glasses off. I try to keep the glasses off so a bitch nigga can't look me in my eyes. But goddamn, you, I hate these bitch ass niggas when it comes to shit like this. Because he never sees us, he don't know that we're there. No, you don't see us because you're not black. You identify as white, and therefore you want to move and operate in spaces where you think white people could give you the most money. Why? Because white women do that shit all the time. They want to fuck with white men because they think that white men can give them the most money. So go sit on that white man lap then, little bitch ass nigga, with no information, only white people talking points. Did anybody learn anything that this nigga said? Did you learn anything from his entire debate? Is there any one point that you're like, okay, well, you might be right on that one?
I'm done.
I know you're
All
done.
right, Brother Moses, you up.
Damn it.
Can we get 7 minutes on the clock? Timekeeper, please.
7 minutes coming right up.
All right, peace and black power. Black first salute, man. As the government here, I am the affirmed. I am the position that has to say why reparations are due to blacks. I'm going to make it as concise as I can, so stick with me. But my first task here will be to define the terms. Number one from the topic is do we deserve? So do we do something, or do we show qualities worthy of? So let's look at that definition first. Similar words to deserve are justified, to warrant, to earn. My comment is that meager 2% of gross national product that we contributed by the 40 million black economy is such that deserves a relief fund.
A body bag. My position is that meager 2% that we get from the gross domestic product that we earn, we deserve a motherfucking check. The 40 million of us. That's two more. That was already 2 bombs right there. This nigga said 8% of white people didn't own slaves. Why the fuck do we care about 8% of white people? I don't know. It just must be somebody who's black or white-ish having a debate. He's focusing on what white people is doing. I'm trying to focus on us. I thought we was black. The 2% gross domestic product, that deals with us. The 40 million African Americans, that deals with us.
So it says, do something worthy of. I'm gonna give you an example of one of our greatest black innovators' accomplishments.
I'm gonna give you an example of one of our greatest black, and I have no script. You see this nigga looking left and right like he trying to see something.
Despite the odds, and to mention a couple of our favorite celebrity exceptions to this debate. However, but the general rule here is to observe that we are not progressing at the rate we would like to see. And if that part is due to racial discrimination, then it should be addressed.
If we're not progressing at the rate we would like to see, and that part deals with racial discrimination, then that's the part we have to address. Was that not clear to these motherfuckers?
I'll use those examples to enlighten why we deserve reparations, which is the topic we hope.
That is a very clear and concise motherfucking statement. That is concise. We only got 2% of the gross domestic product, which he's talking about the trillions of dollars. He just said the defense gets 3 by itself and then jump to some fake ass number. We're asking for 60. That shit was fake, nigga. Why you bringing fake shit into a debate with B1 Brother Moses? You don't see me in the same avatar with fucking a president. He was not even president then. He was Vice President Biden when I took the picture. You don't see me in a motherfucking picture with him there. Now you're gonna have a conversation from the lens. Who are you fucking talking to? Oh, we don't deserve it. Who are you talking to?
For about an 8% return at minimum if this is business.
Body bag.
With some better years hitting double-digit growth for the black community as a part of our nation. So
for the black community as a part of our nation. So right now, if you're looking at, we get 2% of $10 trillion. That's $2 trillion. A lot of people tell you that there's black folks in commerce, we spend like $2 trillion. All right, fuck it. I don't believe it, but we'll take that shit as a grain of salt. $2 trillion. 8% growth on that is an easy number for motherfuckers to be able to do. So we're just looking at 2,800,000,000,000 with a 12% once we really start growing. So 3 trillion too. But what the fuck is he talking about? He's not even using numbers in the debate. He's throwing out fake ass shit. Or we're asking for 60. Nigga, 8% to 12 as we grow. Or black people won't do anything. How the fuck you think America's eating today? These motherfuckers didn't even know how to cultivate rice, nigga. They were starving to death. Rice was gold to these niggas. Corn, there was 3 sisters, corn, rice, and maize. 2 of them came from the motherfucking $5 Indians he's talking about. And rice came from the west coast of Africa, where they brought us from. Nigga, what products do you think they actually gave? Man, I hate stupid people, which is why I don't even like talking to these niggas.
The definition of deserve says that we have to show that we have about 100 colleges and universities that are nearly exclusively
black, body bag. We have to show it. Number 1,
black people first and foremost, and that we put out the greatest share of doctors and such through those HBCUs.
Doctors coming out of those HBCUs. 2, you can't tell me that we're not doing anything or that we don't deserve by the definition.
As well as those households producing roughly around $40,000 minimum through their labor. So,
and our households that are producing more than $40,000 a year through their labor. What do you want me to do when the motherfucking median income is like $46,000? Do you want me to jump and say we don't have enough black people doing 70? That's not our argument. If I show you that the majority of people here in America are white, and it's still at 46,000, it tells you that these white motherfuckers are beneath us. Because it's only motherfucking 14 million of us, if you want to call it our working age. And there's 60% of the population. We got 360 million of us out here. That means 200 million of these motherfuckers. That's why it's so low. And you think we're the ones that are incompetent? No, it's because those who actually transitioned wealth, they still kept it. But the rest of these white people ain't shit. They weren't shit then. They left their countries and they weren't shit. They were starving Nordics, freezing to fucking death. And no matter how many times I prove this shit, they never believe it. They motherfucking ate each other.
Are they doing something? Yeah, they're still working. We're still here. We're still fighting. And yet we still have work to do because those numbers are too little for me. So let's look further at that last part of the definition, which is the qualities worthy of, because my opponent does not feel black people deserve reparations, meaning that we aren't worthy of the reparations, to which I disagree.
Clear statements.
But to be thorough in my opening round, I'll start by just defining those terms and what reparations are. So
Correct.
Reparations, that definition is the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wronged. The quick Google search definition, if you...
Did anybody notice that he never even mentioned what reparations is? He just said we don't deserve it and we ain't gonna do right if we get it. Did anybody know that he had a whole fucking round on reparations and never said what the fuck reparations is? That's how you know niggas be body bagging themselves, coming into the chat asking stupid ass questions. What is the backup plan given they have denied reparations forever? Why are you talking about forever? And I'm talking about 2 weeks ago. Clown, go change your motherfucking avatar. Why continue to chain black people growth to reparations? Black people are already growing, clown. Fuck. When you say, oh, we're not growing at the rate that we want to grow at, and so we have a lot of work to do, and we're only being denied these things that are naturally ours in the first place, we're being denied. Well, you just need to stop making them deny it. The white people with the guns, huh? We need to make them stop using guns. Nigga, tell me how that works. Go tell me how that works for you, light over the darkness, and then come back to B1 Brother Moses' channel after you done made enough white people stop using their guns. Because I could tell you 100 times, they have not passed the anti-lynching bill because they don't want to go after the murderers who killed. It was 2,000 people went to Wilmington when they burned that shit to the ground. 2,000 white people. 300 black men killed. Well, what do we chain our destiny to? Your mama? Tell her to come back so I can hop on her neck.
You will allow that. Says a wrong one has done. It's too messy for debate. It deals with immorality, which is faith-based. By paying money, though, bingo. That's an easier conversation to have given our time restraints. See, there's economic ramifications that we can dive into. There's confirmation bias there with your stereotypes and your prejudices, but the tangible and the disparate impact that was caused, that can be quantified. So it is my position that slavery and Jim Crow were both wrong, And because there was a wrong committed, we can identify who those perpetrators were. These acts were committed by the federal government, by those businesses, the people, and so forth. Criminals, for the most part.
By the federal government, the businesses, and the rest of these criminals. What more do I have to say? He can't just keep saying, well, they asking companies for reparations. Nigga, I laid down the premise. Do we deserve it? Well, what does deserve mean? It means worthy of, and you had to have done something. Okay, did I show that we did something? Yes. Are we worthy of it? He never said.
Specifically, if you include white collar crime.
Specifically, white collar crime.
State sanctioned, enforced, or without the protection thereof, nor prosecution, to be exact, for those wrongs that were committed, and thus they're liable to those wrongs. So a wrong is clearly established. I'm following the definition, right?
Right. And what I just gave was the financial definition, since we're talking about a breach of contract. Was there a contract? Was there a breach? Like, did something violate that contract? How do you prove that there was a breach or that they said they owed you that in the first place? And then last one, how much did that breach of contract impact you? Now, this motherfucker tried to sue somebody. He got him on papers saying that he needs $300,000 because of it. It hurt his brand and it hurt all of this shit. Like he knows anything about contracts. But when I just broke it down right here, this motherfucker said he wanted to debate. How, nigga? Somebody tell me how, man. I'm getting frustrated even thinking through this shit again. I just gave you all the terms of a legal court case on the fly. Fuck.
I definitely don't have a problem with money. Blacks are worthy. Have they earned their right to file a major grievance on behalf of our elders for those wrongdoings that were caused? I think we deserve those reparations, but that time is the outcome of a successful political campaign.
See, I'm a consequentialist. I want to see what the end game looks like. That is the outcome of the long game. Who the fuck was that? Dark or whatever his name is. Who the fuck was that? Light over darkness. That is the outcome of the long game. Well, why continue to chain black people growth to reparations? Because if we don't get it, our children should keep fighting. And if they don't get it, then their children should keep fighting. But at no point should we ever surrender the fact that they did us wrong. At no point should I ever stop what I'm doing in my neighborhood if somebody killed my uncle and I just turn around and forgive the next generation while my uncle laying in the ground. Fuck you and fuck that weak ass shit. Take your weak ass over there where people like weak shit. Damn, I don't even want to sit here and address that nigga no more. His shit bet not be on my screen no more. Motherfuckers.
First, a prerequisite agenda item that has to be inserted into that voting block, a reparations bill in the first place.
First, we need the prerequisite, a bill that gets inserted there in the first place. Booker, who used to invite me to the dinners for the motherfucking campaign, is the same person who co-authored this bill with those other white people, whatever her name, Elizabeth Warren, the super liberal bitch. They were the ones who co-authored the bill. And so we needed the bill to have our names included in it. And so they put inside of it this little small section, but it's not really small, the Justice for Black Farmers Act, because they were already asking for $1.2 trillion in the infrastructure spending. We just needed somebody with a black black first perspective to get the bill in there. That's the prerequisite. They got the bill in there.
That's the real discussion. I agree with the paying of money. Does my opponent disagree with a check? A $20,000 check like he knew I would mention the Japanese?
Right. When I say 20, I know he's going to talk about the Japanese and the other people who got it. Nigga, tell me how much they got. Mark the puncher, salute.
A continuous income stream for Holocaust victims, maybe industries like casinos, which went to those Indians.
So I just gave him the examples of where their money is still turning over. Holocaust victims just got another fat ass check. You can go to any of these casinos and gambling. I hate to be racist. I really don't. Asians are the most addicted gamblers in America. They are addicted to gambling to the point where they just commit suicide if they lose too much. They be in that motherfucker casino throwing $10, $15, $20,000 on one spin. Addicted to the shit. They hit them slots, and you know what? I'm on a little penny slots. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get me a little dollar going off. Nigga, I looked over. They playing quarter slots on full max. I'm like, God damn. Quarter slots on full max, nigga. That's like $60, nigga. That was the whole school uniform right there in one spin. Nigga, that shit goes in like 3 seconds. You either won or you lost. This no.
He knew I was going to mention it, so I put it right there. Something tangible and economically stimulating to go with that official apology and reconciliation like apartheid.
Do I body these niggas or not? Like apartheid, which is the reconciliation that he's even asking for, or that we would even be asking for. You got to make this shit right. God damn, even a South African knew that shit. When I get out of this motherfucker, my people need jobs and you're going to have to do something to make this shit right. When they didn't, they started knocking the white people out of their farms. And then you had them goofy ass niggas start selling the fucking farms back, and even goofier motherfuckers saying we shouldn't have done that to those white people.
Excuse me. But black people deserve access to that capital.
That's
is
right.
what Brother Moses will talk about. Black participation in global markets, domestic, yes, but it's contingent upon our victory. You are a buyer and a seller. So homie, stick with me. I'll slaughter this topic ridiculously, meticulously. Banks want to see your shipments increased. Every deposit and transaction to be accounted for as a black community. 40,000 a medium household income. Excuse me, that's not enough.
Right.
Our imports and exports, they're only a trade. You see what I did with the double entendre right there? But I hope that you're good at hustling, because in this thing, those stacks can come in small amounts, but I prefer big faces. How do you measure up to the world of paper chasers? You against the dreamers, or me with a financial plan? You don't want to talk reparations because it might piss off white people.
That's a whole body bag.
When you're forced to compete on your own merit as an individual, how does my opponent compare economics with his economics to the other black men in his age bracket? And with similar experience, he could probably find 10 who have a better resume, maybe 1,000. But a Chicago study showed it doesn't matter what your resume said, because with your name alone, that was the disqualifier.
Watch this bar, Midtown. Watch this fucking bar right here. Watch how I include the motherfucking fact inside of all it. He's just like, oh, you're not saying anything. That's fluff. You're not saying anything. Watch this bar.
That's not enough. Our imports and exports, they're only a trade. You see what I did with the double entendre right there? But I hope that you're good at hustling, because in this thing, those stacks can come in small amounts, but I prefer big faces. How do you measure up to the world of paper chasers? You against the dreamers, or me with a financial plan? You don't want to talk reparations because it might piss off white people.
Fucked him up. Now watch this one.
When you're forced to compete on your own merit as an individual, how does my opponent compare economics with his economics to the other black men in his age bracket? And with similar experience, he could probably find 10 who have a better resume, maybe 1,000. But a Chicago study showed,
he says he's from Chicago.
It doesn't matter what your resume said, because with your name alone, that was the disqualifier. Arizona State University extended the study and showed that whites with criminal records would have a better chance of getting that call back than either of you outstanding citizens whose names are perceivably black.
Did I just give him two facts right there? Two real studies. Nigga, Chicago, Booth School. That's our economic platform that we've been developing for centuries. The Keynesian economic model, or the classic economic model. The classic economic model comes out of like Yale, and that's the white people shit, which is what's been used against us. It says that the government should be taken out of our lives. You know, it's that almost like that Hitler-esque. No need for government, just give us the living room. We need to do what we want to do by ourselves without the government. That's the classical form of economics. That's why the Republicans still push that shit. But at the University of I told you it's about economics. This nigga don't study shit, he don't read shit. But Chicago is the one who did the Keynesian economics, which says the government is a 5 times multiplier. If you allow the government to intervene, then it would do 5 times more. But because Keynesian or Chicago wasn't talking about what it does for white people, they were talking about what it does for black people. White people hated it and tried to throw it under the bus, started snatching it out the curriculum, which is why they don't want motherfucking critical race theory being taught either. That's the facts. When it comes to economics, that's what I'm giving him. This next bar that I just gave him was about employment, but it goes right over his head. It goes about the resume. Man, fuck it. I'm gonna play it back just a little bit if I can again. That might be the bar I have to send. Nylah says right there. I think
under the law is the continuing sin, and that the study substantiate my claims.
It's a continuing sin. I know motherfuckers know what that means when they say it was the original sin, but all these studies substantiate my claim, nigga, not his. Nigga, there was a wrong committed. We could show it. Who was the major crime against? It was our ancestors. How much did it punish them? Nigga, they had migrations after migrations, lynchings after lynchings. Nigga, what more do you need? I didn't even get to the redlining and all of that shit yet. I'm still talking about that shit.
I'm not with those who are joining those naysayers who say, let's just stop talking about racism and it'll gradually go away. It is time that we recognize it and make it the same call as was made by our leaders before us. Some of those people who are still alive today, Black people who have the right to file a claim on behalf of their elders for reparations, like those he mentioned, those Black farmers. I'll say more later.
Which I just showed here today again. He's talking about the Black farmers while they are fighting in the motherfucking federal courts. He's talking about them as we got the damn, I don't know if you call Cory Booker Black or white. I definitely know he's not pro-Black. He's just one of those people who can do some shit that benefits Black people. And I like Black first, nigga. If we could eat off of it, I'll take it. These motherfuckers talking about 40 acres. I'll take that shit. Aspiring, even if I don't do nothing with it, it's mine. I've seen motherfucking shit turns. It used to look like a barren field. Then it looked like a motherfucking parking lot. Then it starts looking like it's growing year after year. You put that shit out of somewhere like, don't put it in California. It's way too expensive. You wouldn't be able to pay the property taxes. But Texas, have you seen how much land you can get for like $200,000 in Texas already? Them shits be like 3, 4 to 10 acres. So they talking about 40, which trumps all of that shit. Then you have these weird ass motherfuckers, man. I can't deal with this shit, man. I got high blood pressure now just doing the first part. I think we're just gonna take this clip here and I'm gonna shut the fuck up, let the rest of it play, because he got one more round to say absolutely nothing, and that shit
is a why from a broader lens. I'll give you the cliff notes.
I could give you the why from a broader lens.
Participation in global markets, domestic, yes, but it's contingent upon our victory. You are a buyer and a seller.
Traitor. Hey,
so I guess we're debating whether Blacks are worthy. Have they earned their right to file a major grievance on behalf of our elders for those wrongdoings that were caused? I think we deserve those reparations, but that time is the outcome of a successful political campaign. It's first a prerequisite agenda item that has to be inserted into that voting block, a reparations bill in the first place. That's the real discussion.
And we had it. While he was saying no, it was right there. Stupid ass fuck boy saying it wasn't. I know they don't read. They don't research. He spewed nothing but what the white people said. These is bars I drop on this nigga. You would think I wrote this shit down. This is off the top. These bars, right? This is a freestyle for that ass, nigga.
I agree with the paying of money. Does my opponent disagree with a check? A $20,000 check, like he knew I would mention the Japanese, a continuous income stream for Holocaust victims, maybe industries like casinos, which went to those Indians. He knew I was going to mention it, so I put it right there. Something tangible and economically stimulating to go with that official apology and reconciliation like apartheid. Excuse me. But Black people deserve access to that capital, is what Brother Moses will talk about.
Stupid fuck.
Black participation in global markets, domestic, yes, but it's contingent upon our victory. You are a buyer and a seller. So homie, stick with me. I'll slaughter this topic ridiculously, meticulously. Banks want to see your shipments increased. Every deposit and transaction to be accounted for as a Black community. 40,000 a medium household income. Excuse me, that's not enough.
It ain't.
Our imports and exports, they're only a trade. You see what I did with the double entendre right there? But I hope that you're good at hustling, because in this thing, those stacks can come in small amounts, but I prefer big faces. How do you measure up to the world of paper chasers? You against the dreamers or me with a financial plan?
You want to fight against Mexicans, or you want to get this hustle down?
It might piss off white people.
Scared fuck.
When you're forced to compete on your own merit as an individual, how does my opponent compare economics with his economics to the other Black men in his age bracket?
He don't.
And with similar experience, he could probably find 10 who have a better resume, maybe 1,000. But a Chicago study showed it doesn't matter what your resume said. Because with your name alone, that was the disqualifier. Arizona State University extended the study and showed that whites with criminal records would have a better chance of getting that call back than either of you outstanding citizens whose names are perceivably Black. Small sample size, but I could keep going because more than 3 million participated in Harvard's implicit association test, which demonstrated the why from
that nigga I gave that nigga the whole study, and then I cut myself, but he never catch it. I was like, it was a small sample size. Because that's what really throws out a lot of statistics and shit. They'll ask 240 people. Yes or no, and then they'll scale the number up by multiplying it. Well, these is 500 people here, 700 people there. A lot of motherfuckers, 49 left, so somebody must have went live. So let me wrap this shit up. I think that's the part that we're gonna actually send. Okay, I said I was just let it play out. I'm gonna let it play out for real this time, but this shit is bars. We're gonna put this. I'm gonna send this to Sister Nylah from the B1 Network, the co-founder of the B1 Network, and hopefully she can add it to the promotional for the B1 Network.
From a broader lens, I'll give you the cliff notes. Racism still exists, and it has a detrimental value on our economy, that Black economy. That 75% preferential for whites creates tangible privileges in our capitalist system, and we want our share of those imports and export contracts, mergers, acquisitions, those returns. And this is how we negotiate it through a political process. Reparations is something that creates a greater economic advantage for Blacks to compete against what should have been eradicated in the first place. It never should have been in our market already. But we really haven't addressed it, and that's why we bring it up in these debates. Discrimination in financing, housing, and education. How am I on time?
You got 41 seconds.
I'm telling you, the negation of equal protection under the law is the continuing sin, and that the studies substantiate my claims. I'm not with those who are joining those naysayers who say, let's just stop talking about racism and it'll gradually go away. It is time that we recognize it and make it the same call as was made by our leaders before us. Some of those people who are still alive today, Black people who have the right to file a claim on behalf of their elders for reparations, like those he mentioned, those Black farmers. I'll say more later.
Time, nigga, body bag, nigga.
Okay.
This is what I was talking about when I said my mentor,
Brother Ramil,
Path to Financial Liberation.
Devices.
He does this one, the Hope Foundation, financial literacy. He does that out of his operation.
And he's not there.
Okay,
I'm right here, bro.
Can
you
see
me?
You might have to go out.
Oh, there. History.
All right.
Can you see me? I'm right here, bro.
Man, yeah, I can see you. Can see you now. So now we going into the rebuttal round. So Brother Ramil, you up? Can we have 5 minutes on the clock, please, Mr. Timekeeper?
5 minutes coming up.
When he actually went down there to the Freedmen's Bank and spoke with the Treasury.
Check this out, man. All right, racism. We always want to talk about racism, this, racism, that. What Black people don't seem to understand is that racism is a natural act. It is natural for people to look out for their own kind. It's natural for people to stick up for their own.
I'm sorry. It's natural for them to look out for their own kind. You just debunked that with what you're doing in this entire fucking debate. It's natural while he's not doing it.
And Black people seem to be confused when white people do this. They seem to be confused when Asians do this. Of course they're going to stick up for their own, and of course they're going to do it using you as a stepping stone.
We're not confused,
but Black people need to understand you're expecting the same people who enslaved you for 400 years to come back and give you equality. Yo, I'm not waiting on that. All right? If you really feel like you deserve it, why aren't there any lawsuits filed against the United States government for reparations?
You just said the
Answer me that. It doesn't make no sense. All right, those other races that get these quote unquote reparations, they're responsible with capital. All right, what did they do with the benefits? They created casinos, like you said. They rebuilt their own neighborhoods, like you said. You're giving niggas trillions of dollars. We're not going to build shit because we haven't did it with the money that we do have. We're already in the richest country in the world, and we literally own nothing. We don't produce anything. We are consumers. I wouldn't give your Black ass money either. All right, you're not doing anything with what you do have. All right, you have not created anything worthy. We're talking about I'm worried about white people. I don't give a fuck about white people. I don't even like white people. I stay away from white people unless it's for business. All right, for business. We got to understand that you are dealing with a group of people who do not like you, and if you really want to stick it to them, try going out here and competing and being successful. We have yet to create anything with what we do have. And another thing too, another way they've already
try going out here and competing with ways to be successful. You said you were getting $1,000 a night out of a 17-year-old. Man, if y'all don't stop it, nigga, if y'all don't stop these goofies from coming around me, man, if y'all don't stop these goofies from coming around me, I can show you who my mentor is. This nigga's mentor is Wesley Pipes. My mentor goes to have the conversation about reparations with the Treasury Department, because it's not just the Department of Justice that gets it. You need the Treasury to cut the funds. The Treasury cuts it in the infrastructure bill. Once it gets to the infrastructure bill, it's clowns like him that prevent us from having it go forward. White people can come and play the race card against us, and now we lose. Fuck, I'm done.
Paid out reparations. It's all this welfare they gave niggas. Free food, free housing. All right, what you guys would be on the streets if they didn't give it to you. How you gonna force somebody, tell them to give you a check, but you have no leverage. All right, Black people have no leverage. We don't have a voting
We
block.
have no
We don't own
leverage.
any
What
real
I just
estate,
showed
barely.
you to do
We don't
having
own
a
barely own any
conversation.
businesses. You're gonna go tell the government to give you some reparations?
Yeah, you just did.
Forcing them? No, you have no leverage to do that. So let's focus on getting leverage.
Fuck! I'm telling you, man, I'm really trying to stop this shit. I am really trying to stop doing this shit. But this motherfucker just sat here and lied the entire debate, man. He sat here and lied the entire debate. I didn't even realize how much this motherfucker was lying. I never even sat back and realized how much this motherfucker was lying. So let me do it again, just in case somebody missed it in the back row. And I promise you, somebody's live right now, so we're going to get over there to them. John Hope Bryant, Steve Mnuchin. Bring this shit over here, because this was the same year. You see what starts to populate. Chicago booth on your right.
Operation Hope. And I'm here proud to be here with the 77th Secretary of the United States Treasury, Mr. Stephen Mnuchin. Honored to be with you. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. It's great.
What, are you just going to go to the government and tell them? Nigga, his name is Steve. Fuck.
To be here with you as well.
It's unique to be with a public servant who has both a very vibrant right and left brain. He has produced movies in his
You see how you talk down to white people? It's good to be with a public servant who has both a right and a left brain. Tell me that's not a bar. Oh, well, white people. Man, if you don't shut your bitch ass up, well, you guys can't compete. Well, niggas can't compete. He just walked in there and told the motherfucking, whatever he is, the goddamn federal treasury note that he's happy he has a left and a right side of his brain.
Life. My favorite is the accountant, but it's somebody you can, it's hard to count. You can see the accountant in Treasury, but he's got a great history in the creative spaces, but also in business, and now in public service. And the highest and most consequential form of that, which is the Secretary of the Treasury, which is, in my opinion, a world leader, because he's helping to guide arguably the largest, most important economy in the world.
While this nigga is talking about our reparations was fucking food stamps. My motherfucking mentor over here having a conversation with the Treasury, which is probably the biggest conversation we could have ever had, but we couldn't have that. This nigga didn't want to say, Moses, how do you know any of this shit? He didn't want to say that shit when the dates are coincided.
It's for this reason that I thought it was particularly noteworthy that last year, when we got together for Black History Month, you could have just gone through the motions at our lunch.
Peace, butterfly salute.
Been gracious and gave your standard remarks or whatever that would be. I guess what they prepared for you. But you didn't. And I both see it as common sense and it's extraordinary. Why would you ever care about this? Why is it important for you to do this?
Well, first of all, thank you for being here and thank you for the idea. So, as you said, you gave us this idea a year ago and you worked with us. And we followed through on this. And it's very important. It's an important symbol. It's important what it means to the people at the Treasury, to people more broadly. And we're proud of everything.
But you also talked to me about it another time. You leaned over to me, you stopped me. You talked to me, John, talked to me about affordable housing. I'm not gonna let you get away with this, acting like it's just your job. You actually really care about these issues.
I do really care about these issues and afford.
So when I'm talking about housing and education and shit like that, these motherfuckers just be talking out of their mouth using old ass statistics, dumb shit. Oh, well, women, single women, you can't keep having that conversation with me. You're not talking to somebody I'm not, it's not only that I've read, but that I'm also traveled. It's not only that I almost told on myself. I'm not just your street dude. This is John Hope Bryant. If I got to show you the picture of me and him getting off the same plane on the same airport, then I will. It was at the same place in Atlanta where the nigga says he lives, except he want to sell hoes on Craigslist while I want to bump shoulders with motherfuckers who get to talk to the Treasury. Fuck that nigga. Oh, you motherfuckers, it's a silly argument. To who? Why the fuck are we even here for? Why are we here? Oh, you just gonna go and ask the federal government? This same dude who cut at least $6 trillion worth of money this year. Oh, you know what happened to Frederick Douglass once this happened? And then what happened? Abraham Lincoln was killed because he was signing that Freedmen's Bank, and there was a lot of money supposed to be going into that Freedmen's Bank, as well as the 40 acres for Sherman's land, which became Paris, Hilton Head Island and all of that shit down there. All of that motherfucking money was absorbed by white people with that undoing. He was killed. If you ask John Hope Bryant, it's because of that money. Now look at the fucking date, March 5th, 2020. What happens after this? You tell me what happens after March 5th, 2020. I will wait. How many trillions upon trillions of dollars did they pump right back into the white community? The failures, the fuck-ups, the scalawags, the scabs on society, the shit stains, the trash. These motherfuckers that had failed so many times, they needed another $7 trillion. Now, if you know we only got 2% of that, then where do you think the rest of the fucking failure is coming from? Fuck boys. Man, if y'all want to check it out, man, I dropped the link in the description. I'm tired of hearing this motherfucker. And I know my second round is even a more critical body bag. So I really don't want to send people to T.P.O.Ts channel, but I don't want to keep y'all long. I've already been here for like 1:45. But I told Nylah the same thing. Like, how in the fuck do you think I can condense down all of my words into a couple of seconds, nigga? Hell no. Nah. So to end it out, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to show you what these niggas mentors do, just like I showed you what my mentor does, and you tell me who won the reparations debate. But again, we lost till. We still took the L because I'm right along with that L. I started focusing on how do we get these niggas to be men rather than focusing on the bill at hand. My job was not supposed to be talking to them. It was supposed to be having a conversation with Sonetta so he could use this information and dispel it throughout the fucking, we believe in Jesus, we believe in Allah, we believe in rock communities, because those communities, love it or not, are full of men. But they got to talk about nothing, and therefore we lost this. 10 white people took away $5 billion from our community. 10 white people took away $5 billion from our community this year. 10 white people played the race card and it took away $5 billion from our community this year. Let that shit sink in before they start coming over to me saying, well, what's plan B? Plan B is you get the same amount of money that you had last year, nigga. That's the plan B. Nigga, if you ain't pulling in over 100 by yourself, don't talk to me, nigga. Shut up. Especially if you come on over here hating, nigga. I donate more than you make, bitch. I be wanting to flex too. I don't know if it was like, you like my car? Nigga, I donate more than you make, you little bitch ass niggas. Can't stand these niggas.
You know what I mean? Like your man is like a sex symbol and he's all, you know, women are hitting on him in his DMs and stuff. I don't know too many sisters that would be able to handle that.
Nah, I keep it real. You know, I ain't with the thirst trap shit. You know what I'm saying? So you know, they ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really turn me on, you know, or whatever. I don't get no kick out of it. I don't get no kick out of it. Who you guys, Wesley Pipes? I don't get no kick out of being him. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a normal ass motherfucker. You know, not getting no kick out of being him.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Fantastic, welcome to the panel, brother. What's going on?
See, y'all got what's going on?
Nothing much. What you got?
Hey, not much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir? What's going on, man?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, bro.
Do I need to say anything more? I told you I'm tired of these niggas. Oh, those guys over there don't play fair. They don't play fair. Bitch, I'm just getting started.
Much. What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir? What's going on, man?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that.
Hey, I'll just say that. What do you fucking mean? You see, I keep going to that channel every time. What did you do mean when he said this shit?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that. I grew up.
Yes, sir.
A young fella, but hey, man.
Do you hear this, nigga? This is a fucking loop drill.
Grew up.
Yes, sir.
A young fella, but
this is the motherfucking loop drill. Loop drill problem volume 5, nigga.
Danny's
grew up.
Yes, sir.
A young fella.
I grew up a young fella. You grew up a nigga that'd drive 16 hours. Fanboy, a porn,
you know
a male
so
porn star fan.
You know, they ain't got to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't really turn me on, you know, or whatever. I don't get no kick.
Fuck, I hate hearing this nigga voice, but I just want to get this shit on record.
What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir?
What's up, Mr. Pipes?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that.
Tell me I'm lying.
Okay.
I've been telling y'all about this nigga for years. And this nigga gets to go on the net. He's a part of the House of Consciousness, nigga.
Shit, y'all got it. What's going on?
Nothing much. What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir?
Is this
What's
your
going
new
on,
house
man?
of
How you
consciousness,
doing?
nigga?
What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that I
Is
grew up
this
Yes,
your
sir.
new house of consciousness?
a young fella. But
Yes.
hey, man, my question would be
I don't give a fuck what your question is.
Whatever. I don't get no kick.
Shut up.
Okay, okay.
Well, Mr. Fantastic, welcome to the panel, brother. What's going
5813
on?
is the timestamp.
shit,
That's
y'all
all
got
I
it. What's
need
going
right
on?
there.
Nothing much. What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir? What's going on, man?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man.
I just gotta slow that shit down one more time, and I'm gonna get to whoever's actually having a better live
Nothing
than mine.
much. What you got?
This 30,
Ain't nothing much. What's up,
35.
Mr. Pipes? How you
Let me
doing,
write
sir?
that shit down.
What's going on, man?
5835.
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that.
Hey, I'll just say that.
Yeah.
I grew up with you.
Nothing much. What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir? What's going on, man?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that. I grew up
Yes, sir.
a young fella. But
Yes.
hey, man, my question would be was there a major difference in the pay that you get for interracial porn versus black on black porn?
Look what they want to know. God, is this your new house of consciousness? Is these the illest niggas in Nebraska? Fuck you mean talking to me? He doesn't want black first media because if this who he want, he knows he'll get bodied, nigga. Y'all ain't think this shit was about Sonetta, huh? Now this shit is about Sonetta to the T. Cause he'd get bodied. All of these motherfucking thousands of people in your motherfucking chat, and y'all talking about goddamn rocks. While we got a bill on the table with $5 billion on the line, and you let 10 white people body you, you're not my elder. You over here talking about rocks and shit, and they over there throwing rocks at our motherfucking bill that had already been passed. It was already passed, the funding was already there, but you still talking about rocks. Fuck Sonetta. Oh, if somebody mad, fuck you. Oh, he'll come after you, his hit squad. Make him shoot himself then. Motherfuckers. And if you sat here and watched this shit, this is who fuck that nigga. I'm doing it one more time. One more motherfucking time. Because these niggas think I be bullshitting. I ain't making this shit up.
You like sleep with white women? Do you like sleep with white women?
Now couple that shit with this one right here. It's a fucking loop drill. We just heard that one. Where's the other one? Here we go. Now put this shit right behind it. Oh, too far.
And him, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a normal ass motherfucker. You know, you're not getting no kick out of being him.
Okay.
Watch this shit.
Well, Mr. Fantastic, welcome to the panel, brother. What's going on?
See, y'all got it. What's going on?
Nothing much. What you got?
Ain't nothing much. What's up, Mr. Pipes? How you doing, sir? What's going on, man?
How you doing? What's up with you, Mr. Fantastic?
I can't complain, man. You know, I've seen some of your work, brother, and you know, hey, I'll just say that. I grew up
yes, sir.
a young fella. But
yes.
Hey, man, my question would be was there a major difference in the pay that you get for interracial porn versus black on black porn?
Like
and who were your favorite black performers and your favorite non-black performer?
Don't that shit just match?
I got the same pay if I did a scene with a white woman or a black woman. You still got the same pay. You know, my favorite performers I work with, some of the ones that I would say was not favorite to work with, but it was, you know, it was enjoyable. It was cool. You know, it was easy.
You trying to tell me that shit don't
everybody
match?
know her, so I don't want to say that name, but
you goddamn,
that's the only one that comes up to. I would say Sky Black. Okay. Cherokee, D Cherokee, they was cool. These people I'm naming, D Cherokee, Sky Black, these women, they was, you know, you could say hood women, you know, not degrading or nothing like that. They was like, they knew how to be around brothers like me, you know what I'm saying? They didn't act sedity or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They took it for what it was worth. Hey, you act nice to me, I'll be nice to you, you know. So yeah, I can say them too. They was real cool to, you know, be around when I was doing the scene. Yeah, them. I'm sorry, I can't think of no other ones.
He told you some women you should holler at. I bet you didn't contact none of them.
Sisters out there that I enjoy being around.
What about non-black?
What about non-black?
Non-black. It was really, it wasn't really like that. It was social.
It wasn't really like that. But you got to go back to Captain Xyayx for that shit. What about non-black?
You like sleep with white women? Do you like sleep with white women?
Everybody turn their back on you for the situation.
Even though you got nothing to do with it.
So, man, I'm gonna team up with Obsidian, O'Shea, and motherfucking the Manosphere, goddammit. So, man, I'm gonna team up.
Thank y'all for rocking with me.
Manosphere, goddammit.
B1 brother Moses.
O'Shea,
That's all I got. So I'm out.